This was during the 90s. I was getting ready for a midnight fishing trip with two of my best mates. It's a quarterly thing we've been doing since we finished college. We all agreed to meet at the docks at 11:30 p.m. As usual, we were going to take my dad's old dingy little boat. It was a new moon night, so it was pretty dark. We have a legend in our town that every new moon, creatures from the dark would come out from the abyss of the night. Kyle, who is somewhat superstitious, didn't like the fact that our trip fell on the night of a new moon. But since Nate and I insisted, he agreed to come along. I arrived at the docks a bit early, but Nate was already there waiting for us. We chatted until Kyle showed up. When he finally arrived, he seemed a bit off. He was quite pale and was fidgety and sweaty. On top of that, he said he forgot his fishing gear and insisted that he would just help us out then. When we finally set out for the night, he wouldn't leave my side. He was so close that I could smell the stench of his sweat and hear his raspy breaths. I got annoyed at one point and moved away from him, but he still followed me. Nate tried to get him off my back by calling him over a few times, but he just shook his head and just sat next to me. We've been fishing for quite some time now, in an unsettling silence. Dawn would be breaking in a few minutes, when suddenly, Kyle spoke up in a raspy voice. "Remember how the legend goes?" I looked at him, puzzled as he continued, "that the creatures from the dark would come out on a new moon and hide at the first light of dawn." Just as he said it, there was a loud, unworldly screech. I looked up to see Nate jump on all fours, his face and body cracking and distorting into something straight from your nightmares. The creature screeched at us one more time, before diving into the ocean and disappearing just as the sun started to peek from the horizon. I just sat there, frozen, unable to say anything. When Kyle finally spoke up, "I tried calling your place, but you've already left. I was supposed to pick up Nate on my way. When I went to his place, he seemed to have gotten into a minor freak accident. Fell off a ladder, he said, and dislocated his shoulder. He asked us to postpone the trip. I came down to the docks to tell you that."